Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. So good to have you guys back. Tere, hello.
Hola, hola.
Hola, it's so good to be back to this cooking with Northgate classes. How is everybody? Tell me. Hi, welcome. Come on in. Let me know, Tere, whenever you guys are ready to start. We can go ahead.
Give it 2 minutes and we'll start.
Okay. So yeah, Tere, we were talking about like diets and healthy diet, and that's something I was thinking. I'm also switching to a healthier diet.
Wow.
And so I'm starting to play with Mexican recipes, but in a healthier version. And that would be something very cool. We can kind of
have fun with it.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
And dig in that, yeah, because sometimes we think that Mexican food, it's only the fried stuff and all that, but no, we can definitely do a lot of things in a healthier way. And that's good for everyone. Yeah.
Yes. Well, welcome everybody. So glad to be back. Abril is hosting our first cooking class after a couple months. And what a better way to come back than with mole. And I know that Abril is the queen of hacks, and a lot of you have been here before. Hacks means that she actually makes it easier for us in the kitchen. And so today, Abril is going to teach us how to make some pork chops with mole and a really fun rice. For all of you that haven't been here before, if you have a question, you could type it in the chat, and then I will relate it to Abril. And also, this class is going to be recorded and put in our website so you could later access it. And then tomorrow you'll receive an email with all the complete recipe and the directions on how you can make this at home. And if you do it at home, don't forget to tag us. And I know Abril will give her handles later, but welcome. And Abril, let's get this class started.
Tere, I'm so excited to be back. It's been like a few months, but we're finally back on track with our cooking sessions. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to my kitchen. A few disclaimers before we all start. Remember that I'm cooking from home, so if I get photobombed by one of my kids or my dogs, please, I apologize in advance. I'm very, very happy to be with you here. Like Tere said, if you guys have any questions, want to comment on the recipe, please type it in the section below, and Tere is going to forward all of your questions and comments to me. Now, without any further ado, let's start with the ingredient list for this very cool recipe. I'm going to be moving the camera just for visualizing purposes, okay, guys? But I'm going to share the list with ingredients. The recipe we're doing is a mole cream sauce. So it's very similar to mole, but it's creamier and it's easy to make. And it's like a perfect hack for a busy day if you want to cook something delicious, but you really don't know what to do. You have your store-bought mole, and we can really, really upgrade this recipe with a few ingredients. So we're going to use some pork chops just because you can use any type of protein actually, or even you can make it a vegetarian dish. You can use eggplant or whatever you want. I'm using pork chops because they're super easy to cook, and because of the time frame that we have for these classes, it's kind of compacted. So I wasn't gonna make like a full meal, but you can use whatever you want. And also we're gonna make Poblano rice, which is one of my favorite rices. And actually it goes perfect with any kind of mole, any presentation. So let's go through the ingredients, okay? For the mole cream, we are going to need some store-bought. Let me bring it closer. So we need one of these jars of any brand. This is not about brands, guys. You can choose whatever you want of a mole, store-bought mole. Then we need half a cup of chocolate en polvo. This is Mexican powdered chocolate. You can use the bar, but since we want to keep this recipe very simple, I prefer the powder version. It's already powder for you. It's one less step to worry about. Also, we're gonna need some peanut butter. I like these small pouches because we need about half a cup, and this is 6 ounces. Half a cup is 4 ounces, so it's very close to what we need. That's why I use this presentation, but you can also use half a cup from your big jar. Okay, and for the rice, we need 3 cups of rice. This rice has been already rinsed. I rinse it because I want to remove the excess of almidón. Tere, help me with that word in English. Almidón.
Starch.
Powder.
Starch.
Rice powder.
It's starch.
Starch. There you go. Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna garnish my mole with some sesame seeds, but you can garnish your mole with whatever you want. You can use pickled onions, you can use jalapeno slices, you can use radishes. That's like the pretty part at the end. Also, oh, I forgot the pork chops, guys, in the fridge. Let me go get them very fast. Oh, but wait. Also, we need, for the cream sauce, we're gonna need a little bit of heavy cream. And we need 3 cups of chicken broth. Very important. Now the rice. Okay, so going back to the rice, we have 3 cups of rice. For 3 cups of rice, anyone knows the equivalent in liquid? That's 6 cups of water. I have it over here already. And for my special ingredient for this rice, I already have some peeled and pre-cooked Poblano chicken, Poblano pepper, sorry. But I'm gonna show you how to, in case you guys don't know, I'm gonna show you how to roast, peel, and divine one of these. So let's start with that, Tere, because we have a lot of stuff to go through today. So let me know if you guys can see my kitchen right now, my stove. There you go. I think it's pretty visual, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we usually roast these Poblano peppers in open fire. And by that, I mean, I literally just place it there and I wait for the skin to start charring, I guess. Like you just like basically burn the skin all around. The smell you get out of this process is absolutely delicious. It's one of my favorite smells. Like it's a scent, very typical. And you know that it's starting to cook when these little blisters start popping in the chile. Can you hear it, guys? It's like a pop, almost like popcorn. And so for this process, I recommend to get these bongs. And so this is what we want all around the chile. And so I sometimes when I cook, when I ask for chiles poblanos in my recipes, I specify pre-cooked chiles or pre-skinned chiles. And so I wanted to show you, in case you guys don't know how to do it, I thought it was a good idea to show you with one chile. I usually request them already done because it's a long process. But yes, this is basically what we guys want to do with our chile poblano. Okay, well that keeps cooking. Let's finish with the ingredients, guys. We're gonna need about 4 garlic cloves, depending on size. If they're medium, then 4, 3. Also, it's about taste. I love garlic, but I know everyone's not a fan. So if you don't like that much garlic, you can reduce the amount. And 1/4 of a white onion. What else? Salt. For all the rest of the recipes, all the layers of our recipe, we're gonna need salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Also for our rice, we need about 3 teaspoons of consomé de pollo. Whatever brand you prefer. Oh, look how pretty. We're getting there. I know there's these new devices. Well, they're not new, but they're pretty recent in my knowledge, where you can kind of char your chiles in open fire without placing them directly in the flame. My friend Denise was posting about it not long ago, and I was like, oh, that looks cool. Okay, guys, any questions for me? Finally, what else do we need? I bought these pork chops. These ones are the ones that are already being smoked. These ones cook so easily. It's basically, you just have to put them in your pan for a few minutes till they brown on both sides and they're ready to go. And the flavor is so delicious. So this is my choice, but you can use uncooked pork chops, or as I said, any type of protein. Okay, Tere, any questions before we move forward?
I don't have anything in the chat.
Okay. So please make sure that you cook it very well on the tip. This is usually the last part that cooks. So I sometimes just place the tip directly in the fire. Oh yeah, the smell of chile tatemado. Is there like a literal translation to tatemado, Tere?
I believe it's roasted.
Roasted peppers. I never seen this process done here in the United States, like in an open fire. The other day I was watching some people, even they cook them in the chiles, like in like a fogata, like in an open fire, like in a fire pit or something like that. A las brasas. Okay, guys, so this chile is ready. So the next step, what we're gonna do now is we are going to use a plastic bag. So I'm just gonna make sure there's no open, like a little fire here or there. Nothing's on fire right now. And we place our chile in a plastic bag. And we're gonna allow it to sweat. So the thing that happens here is that the heat will make the skin like loose. And that's what we want. Okay. While we wait for that, guys, we're gonna start making our mix for our rice. And as I said, we have here, there's already 5 chiles. The recipe calls for 5 or 6 chiles, depending on size. We have 4 garlic cloves, the quarter of an onion. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the water in which we're cooking our rice. Since we have the measurements for our rice, it's 6 cups of water, so we know already how much water do we need. And also I'm gonna add the consommé de pollo here. And we're gonna start mixing. Turn this off. There you go. Okay, any questions, Tere, so far?
No, Abril, I think we're ready to go.
Okay, now we're gonna start cooking our rice, guys. Before we add the liquid, we want our rice to be pre-cooked a little bit in oil. So for that, I'm gonna use this rice pan. I like to do my rice in this type of pan. You know, it's a little thicker. La rosera le llaman. And we're gonna need about 2 tablespoons of oil, cooking oil. There we go. Okay, so this is the mixture we're looking for, guys. Like you want it to be like mixed up, but it doesn't have to be like very liquidy because you still want pieces here and there. Okay, a little bit more. And now we're gonna start cooking our rice here. Remember, this rice has already been rinsed.
Wait, mommy, is that real? Why did I put rice?
We have the first photo bomber of the day. Okay, very good. So what we're looking here, guys, is for the rice to change color. Okay. So you can see how it starts changing color once you start cooking it. Can you guys see well? Probably a little there. Okay. Oh my gosh. And with this heat today, what's up with the weather?
I don't know. It's
Oh,
just crazy weather.
I know. I wonder if in all states we experience the same weather these past couple of weeks, or if it was just California.
I think some has been worse, some have been better, and it's
Yeah. Okay, guys. So as you know, rice has like a very clear color. It's like almost transparent in some sort. But when you start cooking it, it gets whiter and like a more consistent color. And that's what we're looking for. Very well. And I usually like to do this process, like I want to take some time while I do this, a few minutes, because that will make my rice very like perfect. This is a vital step when you're cooking rice. Also, when you're cooking pasta, like sopita, you also fry it, and it makes the whole difference. Okay. Oh, any more questions, guys? Or can we move forward? Let's move forward.
yes.
Perfect. Okay. So ideally, you want to cook these for about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, perfect. Now the next step, we're gonna add our mixture to our rice.
Abril, so what went in the blender was your poblano, your onion, your garlic, and your consomme.
Consomme, exactly. And the water, the 6 cups of water that you use for 3 cups of rice, I use those to make the mix. And I don't know if you guys can appreciate it, but there's some texture to the caldito. It's not completely liquefied. I personally like it that way. I don't like it like completely liquid. I like my rice to have some texture. A little piece of onion here, a little tiny piece of chile there. But that's definitely up to you guys. I'm gonna reduce the heat to medium low, and we're gonna cover. So yeah, going through the ingredients we use for the rice, we use 3 cups of rice, the Poblano chiles, and remember we have another Poblano chile over there. We're gonna use it for like a garnish at the end. But it was between 5 and 6 Poblano peppers, depending on size, a quarter of the onion, the garlic, the consommé, the water, you just mix it and you cook your rice and then that's it. Perfect. Okay. Any questions on the rice, guys? We're just gonna leave it there for a few minutes while we start cooking our other dish. Okay. I'm gonna move you guys a little bit closer here because I'm gonna use this huge cast iron that I love and use for everything. And one of my favorite things about this dish is that you're gonna cook everything on the same pan. Or
Abril, how much salt did you put in the consommé?
no, I didn't put salt.
Oh, in the rice.
No, I only use 3 tablespoons of consommé.
So no
more salt. And but if you don't want to use consommé, you guys can use salt and garlic powder or whatever you like to season
or broth with broth.
Yeah, that's another very good option. I use a lot of consommé, especially on my rice. I always go a little bit overboard just because since it's boiling and it's steam, then the salt kind of it doesn't stay on your dish. So you can go a little bit overboard with the salt and you'll be fine. Usually rice, you have to add a lot of salt. Okay, we're gonna start preheating our pan and we're gonna put it on high. And the first step is, guys, we're gonna cook our chuletas de puerco, our pork chops. Now, I'm not gonna cook although this recipe holds all the pieces. It's up for about 10 pieces of pork chops. I'm not gonna cook them all right now for time purposes, but I'm gonna show you how I cook them. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna open this package and we're going to season them. I grew up eating pork chops, Daddy. They were so popular when I was younger. I don't know if that was your experience, but at least in my case, I remember that one day a week, my mom will make pork chops. And so we're gonna season them both sides, guys, with pepper, a little bit of salt, because these ones, the ones that are smoked, they're already salted and they're kind of salty. So you don't
Yes,
wanna,
they are.
yeah, you don't wanna over.
Abril, what type of rice do you recommend? Jasmine, balsamic, what kind?
No, I use the classic Mexican long grain rice. The typical, let me show you the bag. This is not a commercial, guys. It's just the brand that I usually buy. Extra long rice.
Thank you, Abril.
You're welcome. Okay, so garlic powder. And now we're gonna do the other side. And remember, guys, Mexican food is about layers of flavor. It's one layer after another layer of different flavors and textures. And so each layer you wanna make sure it's properly seasoned. Whatever you do, make sure you're seasoning each layer. So that will give you the guarantee that when you bring everything together, it's gonna be like an amazing, amazing, extraordinary flavor. Okay, so there we go. And now I'm gonna use the tiniest amount of oil, about 1 to 2 tablespoons. Teaspoons, sorry. Just to make sure that my pork chops are not gonna stick into the pan. But these babies have a lot of fat in them, so we don't need like a lot of oil. And we're just gonna cook them there, make sure they're nice and crispy and brown and pretty. I'm gonna cook 3 right now, and then after I'm done with you guys, I'll cook the rest. Our rice is here. We don't move this rice. We don't touch this rice. We just cook it in low heat until it's about 15 minutes. Okay, any questions, Tere? Nothing?
Not right now.
Ay, qué rico.
Chuletas ahumadas.
Oh, I love them. So pretty. Yeah, we tried the recipe with the ahumadas and then the plain ones, you know, like like raw chuletas, pork chop. But honestly,
yes,
there's nothing like this. Oh my gosh. Okay.
So 2 questions, Abril. Question number 1. Actually, there's 1 question. Can we use olive oil or does it change the taste?
You can use olive oil, yes, and it will change the taste. I don't think it will change it for a bad thing. Just make sure you're using the right olive oil, because there's different types of olive oil, and some olive oils you don't want to cook them. You don't want to heat them up. But if you have the right one, you can definitely use olive oil. Ay, qué bonitas.
And they're so fast to cook because they're already pre-cooked.
It's just the crispiness that we're looking for. But yeah, that's why I chose these ones for this recipe. Okay. Yeah, this is a convenient meal. You know, like if you're a mom, you work, you get home late with your kids, you wanted things that are fast, that you don't have to use a lot of pots and pans to cook it. This is why I love this recipe. Okay, we're gonna leave it there, guys. And what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start removing the mole sauce with a spoon or a knife, because usually these babies are so thick. And so I'm gonna start playing with this while my my pork chops cook. Because I swear this is like the hardest part of this recipe. And you can use any type. Also, guys, you can also use, there's this presentation of mole that already comes like in a Tetra Pak, like a little box, and it's already like looser, like creamier. I personally like to go a little bit more from scratch, but you can definitely do it with that and just use less broth in your recipe. Okay, I'm gonna remove these for now. Yo creo que ya están un poquito doraditas. They're looking pretty. And these ones, you can cook them as dark as you want. I usually like them pretty dark. Bien tatemaditas. Okay. I'm gonna reserve for now. I'm gonna lower the heat. And Remember, we have 3 cups of caldo de pollo, chicken broth. Okay, so we're gonna wait a little bit until the heat lowers while we start with our mole. Okay, let's try this again. Ahí va. Okay, there you go. And we're just gonna start cooking our mole. And this is the hack, guys. This is the hack right here. Make sure you use it all. We want all of this good mole here. Okay. And I like to give it a little help by cutting the pieces a little bit. There we go. Okay. Okay. And we start cooking our sauce. Now, we are going to season this layer too. We're adding a little bit of garlic salt and a little bit of salt as well. Also, here is where we add our chocolate. Remember, this is half a cup of the chocolate. You can use the bar too. If you have an extra time, you can use definitely use 1 bar of chocolate. It's not abuelita, but that's how we call it, right? You can use whatever brand you guys want. Ay, no, Tere. Es que son hacks. They're hacks to make everything better.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And it's so fun. So for all of you, we're having more mole recipes, and there's the one I believe tomorrow has like 40 ingredients, and I'm like,
oh,
this is going to be so much easier.
Yeah. You want to go from authentic step by step by the book, or you want to do a hack. Northgate is offering you all the options.
La verdad.
Okay, and then our peanut butter, and this is vital, guys. This will make our cream be a cream. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pour everything here. Peanut butter makes everything better, including this recipe. Okay. So remember, it's about half a cup of peanut butter. There we go. And we just start mixing, and this is the part that it's like a little slow because we have our mole chunks, and this just needs some time, and it needs the heat to start dissolving. Tere, no sabes qué rico huele esto. Oh my goodness.
Yes, and I put all the ingredients in the chat again, guys. Although, yeah, there we go.
For any more questions, the ingredients are in the chat, and I believe you guys are sending the ingredient list, right?
So what we will be doing tomorrow, you'll receive an email it's not only the ingredients, but the directions on how to make it. And then in about 2 weeks, you'll be able to go to our website and you could look at the video.
Nice.
Wow, look at that mole. It's looking good.
Yeah, and we still have one more ingredient. But I just want to make sure we dissolve every little.
And it probably smells amazing.
It smells, oh my gosh, like a peanut butter dream. Okay.
So the mole has the Doña María mole.
Yeah.
It has the chocolate.
Yeah.
It has the broth.
Yeah.
And the peanut butter, right?
Peanut butter, we added salt.
And salt.
And garlic powder.
And garlic powder.
Yeah, just to season, because of what I was telling you guys about every layer. And we're down to just like a big lump of mole here. This is basically the hardest. It's not a hard thing. It's just like the time consuming part. And you guys want to make sure you cook it in the same place you cook your protein or your option of protein or vegetables first. So all those flavors combine in your sauce. Give it a special extra. You know, we're nothing but extra today.
And we could use this for chicken, for pork chops, for anything, right?
You know what you can do? You can make it with eggplant. I'm super into eggplant lately. I love it, and I tried it with eggplant because we had some sauce left, and oh my gosh, like very good.
Wow.
So can you see how it's starting to be this creamy texture? And we're almost finished with the pieces of mole. Now, guys, whenever you cook this, you can cook it and recook it. It will last good in your fridge for about a week, more or less. Make sure you add more liquid because mole is like that. It absorbs all the liquid very fast, and it starts getting thicker and thicker with the heat. So don't be scared. You can add more, either chicken broth or the extra ingredients, some cream, to make it lighter. Look at this, Tere.
The color's amazing.
Yes. And you honestly, you try it and it doesn't taste like store-bought anymore. You just added tons of different ingredients and flavors. So easy to do, but it makes the difference completely.
So we could just like go tell La Suegra that we made it from scratch.
And La Suegra is gonna be like, whoa, you're gonna impress your suegra for sure. Okay, so as you can see, this is getting thicker, so it's time to start adding my cream. You can use this type of cream. You can use milk. You can use a milk substitute, like it's about a cup. I like to start little by little until I know it doesn't need anymore. But yeah, you can use like almond milk. Actually, I've tried it with almond milk and it's very good. It's like that nutty flavor that mole already has, so it really goes well with it.
So moles there's different moles from different regions in Mexico.
Yeah.
So what region would you say this mirrors more of?
This is more close to the Poblano type of mole. or the mole they use for like other dishes that like enchiladas or like a more not as dark version of a mole.
Okay.
It's definitely not close to a mole from Oaxaca, which is so dark and also delicious. Okay, guys, we're pretty close to finishing. I just have a few lumps here and there. If you guys have any questions, we're gonna add a little bit more. And that's how I add my my cream, just like little by little.
Wow, look at that.
Because we still want this to be creamy. You know how mole is usually, it is creamy, but it's more in the like thicker side. This is intended to be more like a runny mole. Like for yeah, some enchiladas or another dish.
Wow.
And the flavor, Tere, the flavor, it's sweet because of the chocolate, so it's like a little bit sweeter, but then it has that creamier texture because of the peanut butter. I will definitely recommend the creamy peanut butter. Now, if you feel like very, very adventurous, you can also add the chunky. And that will give it like a little, yeah, like pieces of nut, like of
Peanuts
here and there. Iba a decir cacahuate. Okay, so I think we're almost there.
So at the end, you add like a cup.
Yeah, it's about a cup. Give or take. Look at these guys. I know. I'm obsessed with this recipe.
I'm just thinking everything you could add to that.
Yeah, you can make enmoladas with these, Tere.
So guys, enmoladas are like enchiladas, and we're actually, I think, gonna learn to make them at the end of the month. But
really?
Yes, Isabella is gonna teach us how to make them. But enmoladas is like an enchilada, but instead of the chili sauce, you use the mole sauce. And
yeah.
Really good.
Okay. I think we're done. You do want to make sure that you have no lumps when you're cooking this. Look how pretty today.
It's even like shiny and pretty.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to make sure there's no lumps because you don't want to go and bite into one of those mole lumps. It will be definitely an outstanding experience. But yeah, as soon as you notice that there's no remaining lumps, we're ready to move forward. And so what I'm gonna do, guys, this is optional, but I make it like this. So assuming we don't have any more lumps here, I'm gonna move on and I'm just gonna do this. And I will allow them to cook a little bit in here. I haven't turned off the light yet because I just want these pork chops to suck in a little bit more of mole flavor before we plate it. Just for a few seconds there at least. Allowing all these beautiful smells and flavors to mix. Ay, no, qué delicia. Okay. While we wait for that, guys, I'm going to show you the final step of our chile. Don't think I forgot. So let me clear out the area here. Okay, so what to do after we have our chile here. Okay, let's move this over here. Perfect. So we have our chile. It's already been in the bag for a few minutes. I will say like 5 to 10 minutes. And what we want to do is we want to peel the skin, and you can use your bare hands if you want. You can use a fork, butter knife. I use my hands. I like the feeling. And also, guys, you can use the skin. I use it like if I'm gonna cook a salsa, for example, I use this skin in like part of the salsa. It's very tasty. It's roasted chile skin. What's not to like? So you definitely don't want to discard it. Perfect. So now once you make sure you peel it completely, we're gonna open that little baby up. Let's open it. And for that, we are gonna use a knife. Now, depending on what you're preparing, let's say you're preparing chiles rellenos. So you just wanna make a little incision in the middle, like this, to gently remove the seeds. Now, this is a beautiful chile because it literally has just this strain of veins in it. That's it.
I wish they were all like that.
So clean. So yeah, exactly. You wish all chiles were like that, right? But usually that's what you need for chiles rellenos. Then you stuff them. You stuff it here and that's it. Some people sew them or do crazy stuff or put a toothpick. I never do that. I just like that. But now, since what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut it. So we just wanna remove the stem. And my mom always tells me, you're crazy doing this with your hands. But
yeah, because you're gonna have chili hands. Don't touch your face.
I think I'm immune by now. So you can rinse it a little bit if you want to remove all these seeds. It didn't have a lot of seeds, so I'm not gonna do that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slice it, or let's chop it into little squares to add to our rice. Like this extra nice touch. Yes, I love chunky stuff, chunky food. And by now, our rice should be almost ready. So let's move and check it out. Any questions on the chile, guys?
No, it looks
Oh no,
good.
our rice is not done yet. Let's mix it a little bit. It's a few minutes, but we're gonna go ahead and add the chile. Uy, le falta poquitito. Okay. Let's make a sound correction. No, it's good. Okay, guys, now we're gonna go ahead and mount our dish. We're gonna plate it. So I wanna add a little bit more of the sauce, obviously, on top.
So about how many people does that mole recipe feed, Abril?
This would feed between 3 or 4, depending on how much they eat. I usually feel like an average grown-up will eat at least 3 of these, between 2 or 3. And so this is like for 10 to 12 pieces.
You used, Doña Maria, just the regular mole, right?
Yeah, the one that comes in the cup. Look at these guys.
Wow, and you put sesame seed on the top?
Yeah, but you know what, Tere? You can use whatever garnish you feel like it in the moment. Today I was feeling like, oh, sesame seed, like very traditional mole style. But sometimes I like to garnish it with jalapeno slices. Some other time like pickled onions, radish, cilantro, chopped cilantro, whatever you heart feels like. It's gonna be a good combination. You cannot go wrong with mole. And my suggestion, before I forget, guys, so this particular mole, I tried it with the green tortillas from Northgate, and oh my gosh,
The nopales?
see, there's something about green food with mole. I don't know if it's me, but also con nopalitos a un lado.
So fiestas patrias, if she's starting.
I love it with green stuff. And my suggestion to pair it is with Cabernet Sauvignon from Santo Tomas. If you want to cook this recipe because your suegra is coming, then you go and buy one of these Baja wines. They have a long selection in Northgate, and you just pour a cup for your suegrita. And I think that any red wine pairs very well with a mole sauce. So that's my suggestion. We could wait for the rice, but I think it's gonna take a little bit longer, guys. But I don't know.
Are you gonna post it once it's finished on your?
Yes, definitely. And
who should we follow? Abril?
Oh, Abril Chavarria is my link to Northgate. And it's just my first name and my last name. And so, yeah, for Instagram, sorry, that's my
I'm
handle.
like, wow.
Yeah, it's just because I just added you guys in my bio. Like I cook for you guys today. That's why it was fresh on my mind. But yeah, you can follow me there and you can see in my stories, I'm going to be posting the rice and everything. I have mixed emotions about mixing rice with my mole sauce. Sometimes I like everything in the same plate and, like go crazy with the sauce in my rice. But some other times I'm like, no, I want it separately. So that's up to you guys. You can make your husbands or your esposas a big plate with these, the nopalitos and some tortillas and your rice in the same plate, or you can serve it separately. That's up to you guys. But it was so fun to be back today. I'm so excited.
And everybody, thank you so much, Abril. It was awesome to go back into your beautiful kitchen. For all of you guys that want to know more about moles, we have another mole class next week and then another mole class the other week. So it's all about moles in September. And then in October, these ladies are already coming up with some awesome recipes. So thank you so much. But let me check. I think we have a couple questions. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for coming back. I love cooking. It reminds me when I lived in Baja. Aww. And Abril is the queen of Baja. Thank you, everybody. Hasta luego. Bye.
Muchas gracias. See you soon.